East China Township Board meeting for January 15th of 2024 to order, please. Clerk, please call the roll.
Supervisor Westrick.
Here.
Clerk Smith here. Treasurer Hart.
Here.
Trustee Babel. Absent. Trustee Blackstock.
Here.
Trustee Knox.
Yeah.
Trustee Richley.
Here. I didn't do it.
I know.
Ms. Smith? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
But it even confused you, didn't it? All right, the agenda. We have some modifications. First one, according to our township manager, C11 is to be removed. The employee will not be attending, okay? So remove C11 from the consent agenda.
The request for training.
Right.
Okay. And then add,
We have 5 on there, but I gave you the supporting documents for that. We have 6 and 7. Number 8 would be a certificate of appreciation. Number 9, it's a employee, a I don't know how to say it, non-union employee increase proposal. New business 10 is the Mterra contract that I worked out with them today, actually, for your consideration, which is attached. I think that's it for changes.
I don't know about that. Which one was that?
New business 10.
And new business 8.
it's an add-on.
Is that one of these ones that's?
He just
and this
gave
one
it to you.
Or is that gonna be a talking point?
That is for
Oh, here it
discussion,
is, right there.
for discussion and whatever, so.
I see, I found it, no
And
no
vote.
problem. No
I'm
problem.
okay with discussing it, but anyway, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Oh, and new business 8.
I did that.
Or not as presented,
Okay.
as amended, excuse me.
What's new business date?
It changed from resolution to certificate of appreciation.
Yeah.
9 is an employee pay increase, 10 is Mterra contract
Right.
discussion.
Yeah, that's it.
Who made the motion?
Yeah, I did.
I'll support.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes from the last meeting. Chance to look at them, if so, entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr.
Support.
Ritchie, Ms. Hart, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Presentation of speakers, our sheriff was gonna show up, and he may. If he does, we'll come back to that, okay? Public comment, 1. All right, consent agenda. C1 is financial reports. C2, St. Clair County Sheriff's Quarterly Report, 2023. 3 is Marine City Area Fire Authority December 2023 run report. C4 is Marine City Area Fire Authority 2023 total runs report. 5 is St. Clair Area Fire Authority December 2023 report. C6 is Park Commission November 2023 meeting minutes. C7 is Resolution 17-2023 with a corrected date. C8 is a Recreation Advisory Committee 2024 programs, events preliminary overview. C9, departmental reports attached. C10, rate increase for sewer plant employee as scheduled. 11 is removed, so C12 can become 11, Sandy, or not? We'll leave it as 12. Lot split board summary meeting minutes. Any questions, comments on that? If not, entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Mr. Ritchie.
Support.
Ms. Smith. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Disbursements, Ms. Hart.
For disbursements, we have payroll in the amount of $80,537.32. Accounts payables, $967,705.59. EFT payments, $75,175.89. E-checks, $604.20. Tax disbursements, $254,058.12. And invoices, $135,190.16. for the grand total of $1,513,801.68. I make a motion to pay the bills in that amount.
Support.
Then moved and supported by Mr. Knotts. Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call vote, Supervisor Westrick?
Yes.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Knotts?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Thank you. New business 1. This is just as the IRS updates every year to change the mileage reimbursement for people driving their own vehicles to 67 cents per mile, effective January 1st. It's up a penny and a half.
I make a motion to accept the new IRS mileage reimbursement rate of 67 cents per mile.
Ms. Hart?
Support.
Support by Mr. Blackstock. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. New business 2. Everyone get a chance to take a look at the job description for the parks manager that's attached to this sheet. Our manager went over it, made changes. We've all maybe chimed in on certain things.
I only got a question about it.
So,
Has the park manager seen this and at least agreed with it? I mean, we're not stuffing this down our throat, right?
this is more,
No, it would not be a surprise.
this is coordinated with our.
Okay,
parks
thank you.
manager. Yep.
Well, then I'll make a motion that we approve the job description of the parks manager as presented.
Been moved by Mr. Knotts. Is there support?
Support.
By Ms. Hart. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. New business 3, resolution adjusting the license contractor fee as allowable by MCL 339.5817. And it's adding language to allow the building official to adjust permit fees for special projects. So there's
Again, I have a
couple
question.
changes there, and that's it, and they are starred.
I have a question.
Yes,
The copy that I've got highlights 2 particular items, but doesn't say why. And
the
what is
law only allows you to charge $15 for registration of their licenses. So we have to change that down to 15, Ralph.
it? Okay, well, mine says 15. It's got a big star. Okay.
Yeah, it's changed to 15, I think it was like 30.
That's because.
We were
state-
charging
state law?
more.
Is that what
Yes,
you
we're
say?
charging more, and we're not,
State law?
it's at least state law.
Okay.
And
And
what
that-
else are we changing?
The building official, on the building permit fees, he may adjust these fees for special projects, basically down. I question why I didn't say that, but that's the only way it can go.
I'm sorry, I'm not having trouble hearing you. I'm a-
Under the building permit down on that page, the thing, that highlighted sentence is added. The building
Yes.
official may adjust these fees for special projects.
Okay.
And we're going to do that for DTE's big project that they're creating a fish habitat that we really don't have anything to do with, but the fact that they're putting that big fish habitat thing down at the Edison. So that allows us to do that if we want to. Those are the only changes, as far as I know, that were on here.
Okay. I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 1-2024 for building department fees as discussed.
Okay, it's been moved by Ms. Smith,
Support.
support by Mr. Ritchley. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. New business 4, Power Plan Risk Reduction Training and Certification Program Grant Resolution of Support. This is just to get a couple bucks. I can read it quick if you'd like. Resolution number 2-2024 is a resolution of support, Michigan Township Participating Plan Grant Application through our insurance. Charter Township of East China wishes to apply for a training, certification, and accreditation program risk reduction grant through the Michigan Township Participating Plan to register the parks manager for the online playground maintenance technician certificate program operated by the Indiana University faculty and staff at the Epley Institute for Parks and Public Lands in partnership with the Park District Risk Management Agency of Illinois, a risk pool specializing in parks and recreation risk. And that is all a mouthful. Whereas the Charter Township of East China is seeking a grant contribution of $308. Therefore resolved that the Charter Township of East China Board supports submittal of an application to the Michigan Township Participating Plan for a $380 grant for the parks manager to register for the online playground maintenance technician certificate program. Basically, we want her to go to it, and we can get it paid for. So, we'll do it.
Got a question.
Yes,
Is this a good idea even if we don't get the grant
yes,
for $380?
yes. It covers our, you know what,
Okay, yes. All right, so yeah,
But I'm
I'd like to
pretty
say,
sure that we're
if this
shooing
don't get
for
the
it.
grant, I think we ought to continue with
This
this
is kind of a
anyway.
formality, I think. Cindy said.
Okay.
We pretty much qualify
Alright.
for it, so therefore that's why we're doing it.
Yeah, I'll support that. Whoever made the
Are
motion.
you,
Sure.
since you read it,
And Mr. Knott supports it.
finance?
Do we need all in favor, say aye? Is that good?
I think so.
Yeah, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. River Park Grant Resolution of
Or
Support.
should we do a roll call, cause we're spending $380?
We're actually just applying for the grant.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
Not
we're not
spending.
spending the money.
Okay.
technically.
Yeah.
okay.
Yep, but,
I'll
good catch,
check
I like
for
that. All right, new business 5, there's been some additional information, but let's start with the questions. Everybody read it over, everybody know what we're doing. Trying to submit to the Community Foundation for a grant for River Park upgrades. We all know where it's at, we all know it's in tough shape. This is simply to apply for the grant. The township has to match 50%, of which we think we can get at least $32,500 out of the Parks Fund from leftover money, and possibly what they have in there this year, but we possibly, if they can't come up with the rest, it's possible that we will take $40,000 from our capital improvement funds to pay for this, okay?
That's the number I missed in reading this, is how much are we applying for?
It's on this sheet that we distributed, you have that.
Half
This one I
145,000.
gave you, Ralph.
The 145 grand.
Yeah, you see that?
50%.
Look up through them numbers there. 72.5 is the half of it that we can get from the endowment fund if we apply and they grant us
okay.
this, you know. So
See,
then
I didn't see
the
that.
other the other $2 amounts equal the other half of this grant is coming from those two funds,
Okay.
just to be
Good
clear.
idea.
And there's the, kind of the list of what things are gonna get done, subject to, we have to go over it all and get bids and all that stuff. But this is kind of the plan, kind of like what we did with the bike path last year, you know.
Good.
But we will have to fund some of this from our capital improvement fund, just so you know.
And we did budget for this already?
It's
Or is
not,
this
but we have,
something
we
new?
have money, I don't know where it's at. We have some money in our, I believe contingency or miscellaneous, capital, already in
Okay.
our budget that we plan on using. We don't have to make a budget amendment for that.
Okay, and we don't need
We
our
could if we
5-year
wanted to,
plan
but
for this?
but we're gonna, we can use it under the miscellaneous category.
Okay.
If perchance we got a lower amount, we only gotta supply the money for up to the lower amount.
Only 50% of
Okay.
whatever that
And if
amount
they
is.
give us more than that,
I think this was a max of what they would come up
okay.
with. And they probably wouldn't, because
always
we're
worth a
applying for 145 total.
It's
So-
always worth a shot to
Yep.
look for free money, no problem.
so
And
that-
this is the park,
River
Rivera
Park.
Park?
No,
or-
River Park, that's south,
The south, oh, I'm sorry, I'm putting the
the
wrong
one
one.
south.
Okay.
Yeah,
Marwood.
right,
Across,
yeah.
across from the
Okay.
old restaurant, whatever. that
Rivera
is.
Park is different, that's the one.
Whatever.
Marwood.
Marwood,
Yes.
across from the old Marwood.
Yep,
Okay, just clarifying.
so,
You use that to buy that lot.
Then this
so
would be a
that's what
lot
this is
more.
for. I'll read the resolution quickly, and you guys, maybe get more discussion. East China Township Resolution 3-2024, resolution of support for St. Clair Endowment Fund grant application. Whereas the Charter Township of East China intends to apply for a St. Clair Endowment Fund grant through the Community Foundation of St. Clair County for repairs and improvements to River Park. Whereas such improvements will be of benefit to the community and provide improved access and safety for regional recreational opportunities. And whereas the township will provide a 50% funding match, now therefore it be resolved, Charter Township of East China Board supports submittal of an application to the Community Foundation of St. Clair County for the St. Clair Endowment Fund grant.
Doesn't it have to say somewhere in the resolution that we are passing how much money in dollars we're committing the township to? I mean, you have it on this chart, but it's not in the resolution.
I don't know.
Well, this was just an estimate, we're not,
I think it's just, this is just to show the grant people
Support.
that we
Yeah.
support it. I think that's all it's for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're gonna submit it for that much money.
yeah.
That's what we're submitting.
I realize that by looking at two sheet of paper,
Yeah.
but I'm looking at it as a resolution that doesn't have a dollar value on it.
Right. Well, that's why I attached that for you.
I don't know.
Do you want me to add that sentence on the resolution that says, whereas the township will provide a 50% funding match with estimated costs at 145,000?
Or not to exceed, or whatever.
Well, estimated costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could add that to that sentence.
I'll add that to my motion.
Yes,
Okay.
okay, yes. Total call, yeah, 50% of a total amount of, okay.
Estimated total cost.
Yeah, either the estimated total or the estimated amount of the
Yeah.
grant that we're asking for, whatever. Just a number.
Okay.
50%.
Who motioned it?
$6,400,000 is a lot.
Support it still?
Sure, I'll support that.
You said you support.
Did I?
Yeah, but now that I've changed it, you gotta go with the change. Clerk, please call the roll.
You're putting words in my mouth.
This is-
Supervisor
probably don't
Westrick.
have to, yes.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Hart.
Yes.
Trustee Babel. I'm sorry, Trustee Blackstock.
Yes.
Trustee Knotts.
Yes.
Trustee Richley.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yay, yay.
New business 6. We don't have anything in here.
I say, I have a six.
This was asked to be added by Mr. Richley.
Yep.
And I discussed it with our manager. We've had a joint meeting in the past. It was before I was here, and I think in December of '21 was our last one, she said. We get together with the planning commission and the other boards and commissions and kind of have a group sit down. So I think you're looking to do that again. Is that what your request was?
The purpose of it, so, over the Christmas break or whatever, I was watching that financial readiness thing that, Cindy sent to us to, if you wanted to watch it or whatever, from the MSU Extension and Department of Treasury. They talked about how communities should have a capital improvement plan, like an actual, like, physical document so that people can look at it, whether us or staff or even citizens, like, just to understand why. I mean, like, some people during the budget workshop were wondering, well, why do we have so much money set aside and that kind of thing. I think this will kind of help spell that out. And
Don't we already have a set plan? CIP?
We have a schedule. What part of this would be was we'd want to set up a committee of people to come up with this
Correct.
plan.
Correct.
So we would want to appoint, in this joint meeting, we're going to come up with a committee for capital improvement plan members to represent whoever, you know, obviously I'll probably have to sit on that, but whatever.
We have like stuff for the water and sewer plant, which is required by law, but other things, there's not so much.
Yeah, we kind of have the plan, we just need to spell it out more,
Right.
you know, clarify things.
Yeah.
But I guess what we're gonna do is come up with a committee that can work on that outside of myself and Cindy and then put that together. And I think we might want to use someone to help us prepare that official document,
Yeah.
whether it's our attorney or the planner, I'm thinking, you know? Because it's been on the radar since I've been here, which is not quite a year, but to get it done, and it's tough to do with all the other things going on all day long with our manager. So
Right.
this is a move in the direction to try to get this completed
Started.
by people that do this, okay?
Right.
So that was part of I think that was part of that, and if there's anything else that comes out of that meeting that we need to do, we do it.
All right.
Yeah.
But that was one of them, and I have some dates of, I kind of thought what we could do is we could have it before one of our board meetings, if that works for everybody. And I believe we meet in March on the 4th and the 18th. So,
We'd have 2
we don't really
meetings.
have to decide anything, but what we can do is, you know, our manager will send out that date to all the planning commission, all the members of these boards and commissions and see what date works better. But I think we would probably want to have a couple hours for that discussion, unless you think it's not needed, but we'll do
That's
that.
for the CIP plan.
Yeah, part of it's a CIP plan, but anything else too. So I can direct her to send out an email to try and get the 4th or the 18th, and we'll see which one has the most people can attend, and we'll go with one of them. But it'll be at 5 o'clock before our meeting then, all right?
Does this has anything to do with the meeting that's been set up on the 29th as a joint meeting?
No.
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 That is the Parks and Recreation Joint meeting for the Park and Recreation 5-year plan to be adopted.
Okay.
That's all that's for.
That's
No
something
other
different.
business can be discussed at that meeting.
Okay.
And that's at 7 o'clock on January 29th. So. All right. So I will direct our manager to do that with, we don't need anything else for that, but
Okay.
is that what you needed on that, Mr. Ridgely?
Yep,
Or that-
yep,
That's the same
thank
thing
you.
you were looking for? All right. So we're gonna write March 4th or 18th, and you look for your emails. And it'll
Well, I
be about a
certainly hope
5
it's
o'clock
more
work session, whatever we wanna
Useful
call it.
than
A
the
joint
last
meeting.
one we had. I'm not favoring
All
this,
right.
but I'll
New business 7. Go ahead, Mr. Ridgely.
Oh, yeah. So almost every other community around us, posts their, agendas, like their agenda packets online, and I just wanted to see us do that. I don't know if that's something we want to discuss, or,
Yeah, I mean, you brought it up, there you go, but all of this is public information. It's
Yeah,
gonna be readily available to anybody.
yeah.
It's a matter of, you
It's a
know,
lot of extra work to scan
getting
all
someone to
that
scan it and
in.
put it in, but I think we can accomplish
That's
it if
not-
that's what you want.
That's not what I was told to take like or not 2 seconds, 2 minutes. They just set it on the thing and it.
Nothing takes 2 minutes, but I
Really?
don't know anything about websites, but it can be done if the board wishes to do it. Simple as that. We can direct the staff to take care of that, so
Cause
that's,
like you just set it on a printer and then it scans. That's,
My only recommendation would be, since people don't get their agendas, is that somebody takes a second look before they scan something they shouldn't scan that's not public knowledge.
yeah.
it'll
Because we
definitely
do
be
get
reviewed by our
confidential
manager.
things During
Right.
negotiations and other things.
Yeah, we discussed that today too,
Right.
that nothing confidential or protected by that confidentiality.
you get all sorts of stuff in that packet besides what's coming, you know. Some of it, I have a letter in there that was addressed to me, you know, that was just dumped in my packet. See, I don't think it's a good idea. I think the
I'm
amount
not
of,
particularly
amount
fond
of
either,
interest that
the idea.
East China Township residents show in the Board of Township meeting is reflected in the number of people we have sitting out in those chairs. I also know that I was kind of against this television bit, but I get stopped on the street and asked questions, so people are watching that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And I'm just wondering if it's worth the extra effort, paper, ink, whatever it costs to do something like this on that website.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that has
So
a question
I'm
about the
just-
agenda is
that's
always
my-
posted, but if they have questions or, you know, they can come in and obtain anything they want
Right.
for
The
that.
agenda, yes, but the whole packet, I would be against it, that's all.
I don't understand how every other community can do it but us. That's what I don't understand.
If every committee runs off the cliff, you're gonna follow them?
This is a completely different thing, Ralph.
No, it isn't,
It's-
it isn't. That's not a reason to do something.
I understand that,
Okay.
but
I guess my
people-
question, what's a good reason to do it?
so that people can see what we're voting on. I don't see the bad side. What's the bad side of doing it? That's,
Yeah,
It's
I,
just a lot more paper shuffling to, I guess we could try it if you think, if it'll work in the office. I'm
Yeah, I don't have
skeptical
a
that it's
position either
gonna
way,
be
it's
well
just-
received.
Yeah.
the additional work, I think,
It's like a whole nother step, it's a whole nother process in itself.
yeah, I didn't have a chance to
That's just
to
my
review
thought.
this with anybody. Or I had said, hey, if you want something on the, you know, get with me first, because
right.
I wanted to
Right.
talk to our attorney about this.
Yeah.
You know, some of the stuff like the training, for these guys, some of these have license numbers on it, and stuff like that. We gotta be careful what we put
Personal
on.
information.
Your personal information is their address,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, so
That-
I gotta see what we can put on, what we can't, and then it becomes, who's gonna monitor that every 2 weeks? to-
And who's
to
gonna sign
redact
off
that
on-
kind of stuff.
And who's gonna sign the thing that says
only
this is what goes
You said-
online?
The
Because
only
they're the ones that are gonna be
thing- the only-
responsible for it.
So we could do the resolutions or something like that, maybe, or,
The only thing that I would caution, anything that's in this packet is foiable. Somebody
Absolutely.
can foil
And
this.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
no, I understand, but this is the thing.
And then we can-
If something is confidential, it should not be in this packet.
No, we just redacted it. We just
It shouldn't be in
redacted
the
it.
packet. It
Right.
shouldn't be in the packet, period.
Right.
If it's
It has to be in
confidential,
the packet if you're approving,
No. Just-
increases
Trying to think of
of
words.
money.
as an example, when we were working through the contracts and stuff like that, stuff that was in closed session stayed in closed session. There wasn't
Right.
anything that was in this packet there's nothing that's ever been in this packet that was confidential.
I'm just
There are
looking for that
names
one
and
we removed.
addresses and license numbers of people who hold licenses in both the wastewater and the water and sewer plant when they are getting raises, when they are applying for training, and none of that stuff, if it was FOIA, FOIA'd, would be
That shouldn't be in here.
redacted. It has to be in here because we have to approve it.
Then it's
This,
FOIA.
I'm referring back to this request that we removed from our consent agenda tonight, doesn't have anything personal on it other than the employee's name. So,
I'd recommend that supervisor look into this and come back to us with a recommendation.
yeah, I would still like to talk to our attorney, but, I mean, I don't see why, I mean,
There's no rush.
we could do a limit to it, we could do certain things like resolutions, different things, you know,
If you're gonna do it, you do it all.
You gotta
Right,
do it all.
right.
It's either all or
So,
nothing.
I don't,
And I'm not in favor, I'm just gonna say. I just don't think that's, you're adding a whole nother layer of,
Bureaucratic baloney, yes.
if somebody wants to see something, more than welcome, come in and
Get copies.
all
I mean,
right.
we have the minutes, we have everything, synopsis posting in the paper after every meeting. That's just my opinion.
All right, so, do you want to take a vote, or were we looking into this further or not then?
I'd like to make a motion that this be tabled and the supervisor look into it and come back to us in a subsequent meeting.
All right, quick, proper terminology would be postponed, table means just indefinitely, but we'll
Whatever
postpone
the
it,
proper words are,
Yeah.
that's what I'm motioning.
postpone it till the next
Support.
meeting. Till the next meeting then, we'll do it at the next meeting.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. 8, new business 8, Clerk Smith. Certificate.
We have a certificate of appreciation for Fred Babel. Whereas the East China Township Park Commission, Historical Commission, and East China Township at large lost a valued member and leader on December 15, 2023, with the death of Frederick Babel. Whereas he served as a generous and knowledgeable member of both commissions, and whereas throughout his tenure on these commissions and until the time of his death, Fred contributed his efforts and his vision for the community in parks, recreation, and history. And whereas Fred served as an example to his family, friends, and community in his selfless service to our community by thinking of others and working for their benefit. Therefore be it resolved that this board celebrates the life and accomplishments of Frederick L. Babel and expresses its admiration for a life well lived and an appreciation that the East China Township Board members extend to his family, Deborah Babel, and to his many friends this board's gratitude for all that Fred has given to his community.
Thank you. We'll be presenting that to Ms. Babel and condolences. All right, new business 9, we're given the information. This is pretty self-explanatory. All of our,
I'm sorry, did we have to vote in
All
that
our-
resolution?
no.
We changed it. It's
That's gone, and it's that.
All of our, like, for lack of a better word, union, but it's the contractual employees by the agreements that they have, automatically get a increase every year on January 1st. But anyone that's not covered under the agreement, such as this particular person that's our receptionist and clerical, just to do the same thing for her too, and then it'll be effective January 1st, 2024, 2.25% pay increase. And you see the rate of pays and the new rate of pay there. So a motion will be in order for that to be approved, retroactive to January 1st, if that is your wishes.
So moved.
Mr. Knotts,
Support.
Mr. Blackstock, any other discussion?
She's our only non-union officer.
Roll call vote. Supervisor Westrick?
Yes.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Netz?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
yes.
Thank you. Okay, new business 10, I've been going back and forth with our MTERA person. Dan gave me quite a bit of information. And what we were able to hash out is what you see in front of you. To summarize it, they wanted 98 cents, which is half of what they say is the cost of doing business that's gone up based on increased labor cost and all that stuff. You already know that, we already went over that once, but long and short is I got them to agree to 60 cents. If you see the two that are attached, the surrounding communities there, one was a 68-cent increase, the other was a 35-cent increase, which they approved. So by us going to 60, the new amounts are listed there for our attachment F. And I also had them give us a 3-year extension to our current contract with only a 3% increase per year, which is less than the cost of living right now. So we would extend the contract by 3 years, and those would be the new figures. I penciled in on those other two communities what they're paying per year, which we're below both of them. I don't know if we want to advertise that, but it is what it is. So in the surrounding communities, we're less than those two still with that negotiation. Plus, we have an additional 3 years. It takes us out longer than anybody else, and I think that's a good thing based on what we've seen in some other communities. Our attorney even advised us of this, which you know, and municipality he represented, which is up north of here, was they declined it and turned around and got a 40% increase and only one bidder.
So it increased 60 cents for the first, and then what?
Well, it's 60% on basically the numbers that are in the contract existing, but it stopped in
Okay.
26 here, okay? So that's reflected here. And then just 3% additional for each one of the years after that. That was,
3%.
yeah. That's the best I could do with them. If you so decide you want to do this.
And these three were 60 cents, did you say?
Yeah, they took these up 60 cents.
Okay.
They on back charges for 23, are they?
No, it's effective
can't.
January 1st of this year. Effective January 1st
think
of
so.
this
Well,
year.
this is the thing.
Well, they've been sending us bills, and I tossed them out, and they're sending us revised bills, but this would be
Okay.
effective January 1st.
they're-
Effective January the 1st.
This is the,
And then, the reason some of these were different, he told me, across different municipalities is based on tonnage of trash picked up and what the differences are. And we have increased more percentage-wise in tonnage than any other community around here. Just on the amount of garbage they pick up for whatever reason, so. That's just something he told me, but along with other stuff, so.
That's weird.
Yeah, more people are putting more trash out the curb than they used to. I
Compared
don't
to
know,
what the other guys are paying.
yeah, so, I don't know.
Vern,
So anyway, that's where I'm at, so go ahead.
I apologize in advance because I didn't get this information. I was gonna give it to you at the end of the meeting.
I got the bits and pieces from you, so
Yeah,
give us what you got.
So, I don't have everything yet because some communities don't answer FOIA requests in a timely fashion. But here's the problem that I have, because there's a lot of misinformation that was said by that person from Mterra that needs to be cleared up. Because how he mentioned Port Huron and everything, like I talked to the city manager over there, there's more to the story than what that person, the only reason that there was only one bidder is because it was for leaf pickup as well. We don't do leaf pickup, so there would have been other bidders. Not saying that they would be lower. Mterra's usually the lowest, but the problem that I have, first off, with Marine City, I just had a conversation with somebody, they're not paying an increase. So that's not true, and that they're not paying an increase. Marysville's not paying an increase. Algonac's not paying an increase. So I don't understand why they're trying to break our contract that's still on for.
Yeah, well, he said that China is, and he said that Marine City is, so that's all I'm going by what he told me.
China is, but
Right.
Marine City,
Is
as far as I
Are
know,
those numbers right, 68 and 35?
for Marine City, it's not. They're zero.
Well,
And their
the
fuel
proposed
surcharge.
They're way
this is the
higher
only-
than we
this is the
are.
only- This is
Yeah.
the other problem too.
Marine
Is
City's.
the fuel surcharges. And I haven't gotten everything back yet. Algonac's the only one I'm waiting on, but the fuel surcharges, we pay the most, other than Marysville, on the fuel surcharge. Everybody else, I believe, Marine City pays 40 cents. We pay 78 cents, or 75
I'm waiting on a
cents.
clarification on the fuel surcharge too.
But that's been going on for a long time now, so it's like, it almost seems to me, whoever's the lowest rate per thing, they're charging more for that. And that's, ridiculous. It's,
Yeah,
but
he's gotta get me the contract terms and the base number and everything else on the fuel surcharge.
So, I have a couple of other things, cause I took a lot of notes on this.
Yeah,
But,
I basically took the two that were at our adjacent communities and what they're paying per pickup to compare.
Looks like Marine City's paying considerably more than we are.
well, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like almost $5 per unit and for 27 compared to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One city's paying $16.84 for the same
$4.50.
paper, gonna be paying
But,
$12.85.
oh, yeah.
So they have a
and I-
lower fuel
$3.
surcharge.
What's up?
yeah.
Marine City, you said.
I missed the first
I'm
part,
sorry, you said Marine City has no increase in a lower fuel surcharge.
You're right, I'm sorry, yeah.
But they're
they
paying
did.
much more per household.
Right.
Because we're 4 times the size. Not in households, driving distance. They can pick up everybody in a day in Marine City, so their fuel surcharge is
Nothing to do with
nothing.
I
Yeah,
But
gotcha.
here, they have to cover
Spread out.
4 times the physical area.
Okay,
Yeah,
So there's a lot that goes into these things.
But it's
sure.
per household.
That makes sense.
According to the contract, it's per household, it's not by,
Yeah.
it's not by,
I understand that, but they're using more fuel to pick up trash in our area. They're just using the per household as the way to
base.
calculate it and break it down per
Right.
household.
Right, right.
Physically, we're 4 times the size, of geographical size of a Marine City.
True.
China's over double our size and they're paying more than us.
Well, but, and I made a note here too, you need to notice in China, is they have no yard waste service. We do.
Right.
Well, I understand that, but that's not,
Apples to apples
that has
then.
nothing to do with the fuel surcharge.
and they
Well,
have
that's the
bi-weekly
service,
pickup
but-
of recyclables.
Right,
The
if
other
they do
thing-
bi-weekly pickups, we have every week.
Cotcherville did not pay, at the time that I looked up, I believe it was in November, they did not pay a fuel surcharge in November. Clay Township, actually, I have to look theirs up, because I didn't write it down.
He was supposed to give you the fuel surcharge stuff today, and he didn't. I wanted to have it, because it's just a dollar amount that's on the, just invoice, $683 for January or whatever it was.
Right.
And I wanted that explained. What's your baseline? You know, the rack rate is what they use for what the price is today, I get that. But what was our baseline on our contract, and nobody could find that for me, so. You know, it's $2 a gallon, everybody knows it's never gonna be $2 a gallon again, so it should be changed.
Right,
Yeah, and I noticed in China's and Marine Cities, it does say
Those are
fuel
the same.
surcharge will remain the same, so theirs must spell it out in their contract
and
where.
Clay Township, which is probably one of the at least further than us, away from the landfill, and also one of the biggest townships land-wise in the entire state of Michigan, only paid 40 cents.
But what is their rate?
Their rate,
Use the 23, 24 rate.
They're balancing this out both ways.
well, right, but that's not the way they're supposed to do it.
What's the
though.
23, 24
But
rate?
that's, their rate for trash and recycle collection, $11.50.
That's pretty low.
Yeah,
For 23, 24?
Yep, and they're not paying they weren't even asked to pay the increase. And their contract was approved
23.54.
in 21, just like us,
Ours is 21, yeah.
so. Again, I don't understand why, I understand things aren't gonna be uniform, we don't get things that, or we might do yard waste, recycle, you know, all that stuff, and some other people might do different things, I understand that, but the fuel surcharge, it has nothing to do with that, nothing. And so
Well,
that makes no sense.
What if they're running extra routes to do yard waste?
yeah.
Well, right,
And if they're
but,
picking up weekly versus bi-weekly?
but again,
See, because China's is bi-weekly for recycling.
75 cents versus, it's just, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered before we even come close to delving into this.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Now, this is what you're kind of suggesting now, this top.
well, that's where
That's
we
what the numbers
hashed
are
it.
at you right now.
That's what I hashed
that's
out with
a-
him is-
That's a per household,
He's willing to accept that now.
that's a per household price for what we're getting now. 3 trucks go down my street every week, so, I haven't got a problem with these guys. My question is,
For the
you
first,
think you can get it cheaper than this if you're contracted it out?
not at all.
I don't,
No,
but I can't see where we go,
I mean, from what I've gathered, I'm sure there's a few people that have complaints about them out there, but for the most part, people seem to be happy with the company.
you might wanna have to.
For the
talk a little bit
24
more
through the
about
end of
fuel charge.
26, until June of 26, we're under contract. The only thing that changed there was the 60 cents, okay? And that's added in. And then we got an additional 3 years with only a 3% increase on that. So that's,
I don't think as the years go out, the price for picking up the trash is gonna go down. These are probably pretty good rates. I think Mr. Eric has a pretty good case though, as to how much money should we, what's a fuel charge for us should be the same as a fuel charge for anybody else, when it's based on a per gallon basis.
yeah, well, I still want to see that. He didn't send it to me. Because we just get a flat rate bill. And I'm like, okay, how many miles?
because
Miles per gallon, and how many
Right.
gallons are you talking about, and what's the difference in
They're all
cost? Is it
same
$3 a
truck.
gallon baseline? So I didn't know that.
when it's supposed to be, according to the contract, a per household thing. It's not supposed to be based off of,
We agreed to
Whatever
a fuel,
voodoo
we agreed
thing.
to a fuel surcharge provision several years ago when fuel went to hell.
You know,
And
actually,
that's
by law, you don't
contrary
even
to
have to
law.
agree to a fuel surcharge.
Everything but the fuel is per household.
By law, you don't even have to agree to a fuel surcharge. They're entitled to gather it by federal law based on what the price of fuel was at the contract inception. So whatever it was in 21, they can go by that. And that should be spelled out in the contract somewhere, the actual dollar
Right.
amount. But that is something that everybody is allowed to recover now. There's some law passed that they can do that. That's why you see it, I see it on every one of my bills. For all the
Yeah.
freight companies that come,
Everything.
everybody has fuel surcharges.
the other thing, there was something that somebody mentioned. Oh, geez, it went gone. It's, about because increasing the longevity of the contract, we're talking about increasing the rate. Every other place I don't know if you saw the Voice article with the city of St. Clair. They increased their time and they actually kept the rate the same. And same with Premier and Chesterfield. There's a couple of others that when they increased the longevity of their contract, not one of them, even some of the companies I contacted, they're increasing your rate and you're talking about extending the contract. I went, that's what I said. I was like, it makes no sense. It's
It actually does make sense to me. Everything has
Cost
to
of
go up in the
living.
Well, no, I
Their
understand
employees,
that.
their equipment, their
You
trucks.
bid out,
I understand that,
it's
but
gonna be, you're gonna go to those same companies and they're gonna charge you a higher rate.
right,
If they're already charging a higher rate.
right.
Yeah, I
Right.
would find it hard to believe that they would charge you less or even keep it the
But
same
they-
coming up for the years following, but I don't know.
The article, hold on. I'll find the article.
All right, so are we tabling this for tonight?
That's up to you guys. You tell me what you want me to do. You want me to go back to them and,
I make a motion to postpone it until we get the fuel surcharge costs worked out but I don't think we're gonna get it much cheaper anywhere else.
I agree.
But
I'll
we can't
support that.
really approve a contract that isn't completely
Complete.
done yet, yeah.
yeah.
I'll
Well,
support.
all right. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, we'll gather more information and bring it to the next meeting as well.
I think with the exception of the fuel rates, you pretty well answered all the questions. I
Right.
have. But
Yeah,
I
well, is
would-
there anything else you want me to find out? I'll get with,
I would like to know why they would charge us more, a higher rate on fuel, when fuel is the same for everybody.
again, it's by gallons and the differences.
It's
are
by
right.
the gallon, that's right.
So I don't know.
Okay, now what
The
are you
fuel
doing with
surcharge.
this?
So,
Tell us how many miles
You gonna
they
give me that
drove
book?
and how many gallons they used.
What?
you giving me that book?
Yeah, I need it back though, because it's my only copy of some of this stuff.
That's a heck of a book you got there, Alan. That's a
All
heck of a
right.
book.
Comments, questions for the board?
Is this just a discussion item or not for the meeting or
Oh,
what is
yeah.
this?
Oh, that's for my comment. that I-
Okay.
Yeah.
And your comment is?
Whoop. Give me a second, I'm disorganized over here. Okay.
Or excuse me, NB10 is tabled to next meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Postpone the next meeting.
for clarification on the fuel surcharge.
So, the land next to the river park, the gentleman that just bought the property there, it's officially his now, Joe Griefer, he's a township resident. And I made very clear I don't speak on behalf of the board at all, I just said I was gonna bring up the idea, but, and I said, there's no guarantee it would go either way, like, people can have their opinions whichever way, but, it's the property, I believe that's north of the
No.
property, right?
No, it's just south of River Park.
Yeah.
Just chain link fence that borders it. It's the property to the
Right.
south of that chain link fence.
With the anchor? Is it the anchor? Yeah, yeah.
Right across from the anchor and just south of River Park.
So, anyway, he was just wondering if people would be interested. The park commission said they were interested, but obviously, we would be the people that would.
If we're interested, how much do you want? Give him $10
Well,
for it.
right.
I won't give
Yeah.
him $2.5 million for it, though, or
Right.
$250,000 for it.
Right. For us to get a grant, you can't do over the assessed value, so that would be, I don't know what that is, to be honest.
We did it once, I suppose. We've had it assessed once before when the previous owner offered it for sale. And he had a price. We went and got it assessed. We offered him an offer at the assessed value. He immediately raised his price by $100,000. And there was no further discussion on the matter. So this is a new owner, maybe it'll work better. And question, I guess I brought this up last time, there seemed to be some discussion as whether we want to have anything to do with it, even if they gave it to us. So I don't know.
Right.
I
My-
thought it was a good idea, but I ain't so sure now.
I'm indifferent. I feel that the park that we have there is sufficient for the people that go there.
I
And,
agree.
and they, and
Yeah.
what, and what's happening there is fine on the land that they
Right.
have.
Right.
I
Right, there's
don't know how-
dockage
Sure,
there,
we
you have to
take more if it's
maintain.
free or whatever, but to maintain it too, don't forget. And,
And liability and.
yeah, I mean, it's something that would have to be considered, but it's gonna be, I'd have a hard time saying, yes, I wanna pay any money for it. So, I mean, it's up to you guys. It's not just one person here, but. What do you think, Herb?
What?
Not for $225.
Right.
No.
I mean, if it was a donation to the township, or if it was for the same price as what we paid for the Bell River part,
I can't see a valuation being that just because it's unbuildable.
yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice to have it, but not at,
sure, to add it to the park, why not? But
What?
Right.
Why don't we get a recommendation for our famous park committee about this? Did they want it?
I believe that they did, didn't they?
They were ready to
Yeah.
buy it at $225 or $250.
If we gave them the money. I
Yeah.
think,
Okay, I quit.
I know, I was like, no.
I didn't hear about that.
I don't understand why he's not keeping it for his condos
Did he
that
mention
he's
the
going
price
to
to you?
build. I mean,
No.
For public access.
yeah, people might want,
Well, because there's a public park
Adopt
right there
too.
now.
yeah,
So maybe we would maintain it for a public park.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
don't know,
I don't know. But it's not up to me in general, but,
right.
all right, thanks for that. Anything else?
I just wanted to kind of gauge and let him know, because he's not on a time crunch. He said if we're interested, he's willing to wait for like a grant or something, but if we're not interested, let him know, and then he can just move on with whatever he is.
You can't do much with it.
Right. I think he was planning on, if we don't do something, I think he's gonna build like a dock there or something, but I'm not sure, but.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and then, so for tax bills and for water bills that go out and that kind of thing, we talked about this before, about printing something on the back of it, like a newsletter type thing, if that's possible. Is there a way that we can do that, like if, say the supervisor, clerk, treasurer, like if you guys have stuff that you wanna add on it or something?
I have nothing, but thank you for volunteering to come.
No,
to the
I'm
newsletter,
just
Mr.
saying,
Ritchie.
I'm just saying, so, I mean, if you guys have stuff that you wanna put on there for,
Yes, tax bills are only twice a year, and so that would be like, the information would have to be in June, because they go out July 1st. and everything gets prepared for it then.
Oh, I got you.
Or November for December 1st. As for the water bills, they constantly go out on a rotating schedule, so not everybody would be getting
But that's like
information
a
all at
postcard
once.
mailing, isn't it?
Not anymore.
No.
No, that's right, it is.
It's a
Page,
full,
but it's only one section at a time.
yeah, it's like a
one
constant
quarter of a
rotating.
township.
Four sections.
So you
We
couldn't
could look
get
into
every-
that.
couldn't
I
get
think our sign's
everybody
gonna
water
hold.
bill.
Yes, yeah.
Or we could go
Get
back to
everybody.
publishing our newsletter.
Or do a newsletter, mail it.
What's
yeah.
wrong with that? I think that was really good information
Yeah.
that, especially this is a big election year, we've got a lot of dates and a lot of new things happening.
So the clerk is volunteering to come up with a newsletter then? Yeah?
Used to do it in the past.
Not
saying- not right
If you wanna
now.
do a newsletter
I'm
and send
up
it
to
out
here
with
with
those bills,
elections.
it'd probably
I
be
can't
easier to do it as a
take
separate
on,
piece of
but I
paper.
can offer the
Try and
section.
print it on
Get
the
a
back
bulk,
of
get
the
a bulk
bills.
rate and get it cheaper too, yeah.
Yeah.
And we did just update our website today with the election information for this year, so
Oh, goody, I
That's-
cannot wait to.
And we're updating it with construction information too. Progress.
good. I was thinking of that today. I wondered if we were
Yeah,
doing that.
waiting on a schedule from one of
Excellent.
the contractors, but Cindy was working on
Okay.
I still have 3 things, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But John Grabsky, he wanted to potentially be appointed to the Park Commission. And so, I don't know if he turned anything in yet. I mailed him the application thing, so I don't know if he ever actually turned that in, but,
that. I have not done anything with it. I have a list of some people, but
okay.
we're gonna pursue that soon here.
Okay. Because there were still 2 vacancies and they had to cancel their meeting due to a lack of a quorum on this Wednesday, so.
Well, they're gonna have to do something because they need to support the
Oh,
resolution that we just did for the grant. So
Right.
they have to come up with that for the
Right.
29th.
That's not
They're gonna have to
good.
get some people to pony up and attend the meeting.
Right. And then the Parks and Recreation 5-year plan, I just wanted to let the public know that's on our website if they wanted to offer up any opinions or anything.
And there's a public hearing on the 29th
Yeah,
too.
and we got a lot of feedback with the survey, which is
Right.
good. And then,
But the public hearing on the 29th is at 7 o'clock here for that,
yeah,
so.
yeah. And then the final thing that I have, I know it's not a popular thing, but I feel very strongly about the agenda packets being posted online. I think I just see no reason why it shouldn't be done that's just my opinion, but.
Yeah.
every
And I
other
didn't have a lot of
community-
time to review that today with the manager, so,
Right.
and like I said, I wanted to run it by the attorney and I couldn't today.
Yeah.
That's that's that and the MTER thing will be coming back at the next meeting with more information.
That's all I got.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Knotts?
Nothing.
Ms. Hart?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Blackstock? Smith?
Thank you.
I have just that the Michigan Townships Association is having their annual meeting and dinner on February 29th, if any of you want to go to that. I have the information here. I don't know if it's attached to yours as well.
Yeah, everybody got an FYI.
Yeah.
You guys have it, so I just want to make sure you knew about that. If you want to go, let me know or let somebody know. Other than that, I don't have anything additional. Anybody? If not,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
been moved by Mr. Ritchley,
So moved.
support by Mr. Blackstock. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.